Welcome to Above Par. I'm your host, Kathy Hartwood. I show you how to take more of your talent to the golf course without practicing harder, taking more lessons, or buying new equipment. I show you how to end the frustration of underperforming so you can start playing to your potential. This is where you are going to learn how to think above par so you can play below par. Let's get to it. Hello, my golf friend. Welcome back to Think Above Par. I hope you're having a beautiful day, beautiful September. Getting in some nice fall golf. Temperatures have dropped just a little bit. I want to thank you for sending in emails and sharing your wins and just comments about the podcast and the music. I keep getting those. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Julia from Australia who listens to the podcast at night. Thank you for sending in an email and thank you for listening from Australia. And Noreen and Dale, who have been listening to the podcast. Noreen, congratulations on your wins. And Dale, thanks for listening. Good luck in the Divorce Open. I have a Divorce Open story. I'll have to add it in one of these episodes. I'll get so fired up retelling the story that it'll get me in the wrong frame of mind for the rest of this podcast. But I will tell it one of these times when I talk about couples golf. That would probably be a good episode talking about couples golf. But I know exactly what you're talking about with the Divorce Open. So hopefully that was a success for you guys. And yes, if the LPGA amateurs ever want me to do a program, because she mentioned that in her email, I would love to do that. And Steve, I love you too. Thank you for listening. I love that you listen and I appreciate that 3-word email. Super fun. So keep sending me your wins, your 18 proud moments. I love to hear all of those. You can send them to Kathy@KathyHartwood.com or message me on Instagram. So today I wanted to talk about when you start around and things aren't going your way, the story that you create in your head. Because I hear this one all the time, and it's so surprising to me how many people believe that how they start a round is going to dictate how the rest of the round goes. Have you ever had this experience? So maybe you get off to a little bit of a bad start. You're like, well, I'll see how it goes. I wonder how I'm going to play today. And you let those first couple holes dictate, well, I guess this is how I'm going to play today. And then you stay stuck in this place of defeat, really, dread, waiting for the round to get over, waiting for 4 hours to pass by before you're put out of your misery, right? It's just like, just get me into the clubhouse and put me out of my misery. But what you do when you do that is you put so much pressure on yourself in those first couple holes to have some good holes or some good swings or some good shots, whatever you're looking for. Right. And this is a great question to ask yourself. What are you looking for? What are you looking to see in those first couple holes so that you can have some validation or verification that you're going to have a decent round? What's the story you tell yourself? Like, I need to hit a couple good drives. I need to hit in the center of the face. I need to get my ball in the air. I need to make a par, get a par underneath my belt so I can get some momentum going. Because if I don't, then what story do I have in my head? What do I say? It's going to be one of those days. This sucks. I don't have it. Not again. So I want to break it up for you a little bit because it makes no logical sense that you're destined to have 4 to 5 hours of misery. Right? I mean, when you think about it, it's like, let's say, okay, here's an analogy. Let's say you get out of bed and you stub your toe and you're like, oh, I was going to say F's sake, it's going to be one of those days. I'm going to have a crappy day. I just stubbed my toe. Here we go. I might as well just get back in bed. I might as well just start drinking now. Pretend it's happy hour. The day's over. And that makes no logical sense. But I have witnessed many people say this. Like, they'll have a series of events happen. They stub their toe. And then the next thing you know, they spill a little coffee on their shirt. They got to go up and change their shirt. Right? They might have forgotten something that they wanted to bring with them and had to come back to the house to get it. If you think I'm describing my husband, maybe. This happens all the time. Right? It's just going to be like, all of a sudden we're frazzled and it's going to be just a shitty day because it got off to a bad start. That is not true. You had a series of events that happened that are neutral until you create a story in your head about them. And if that story is that I'm going to have a bad day, well, guess what? You probably are, because now you're in a bad mood and now you're just pissed off at the world. Right? And every encounter you have is you're going to bring that energy with it And it's not going to be your best encounter because of the energy that you're bringing to whatever next transaction you're going to have throughout the day, whatever your next situation is. So now you're a Krabby Patty because you had a series of events that didn't go your way. You're already going to say that the day is going to be horrible. And guess what you're going to do too, by the way? You're going to scan for every light that you hit on the way to whatever you're going to. Right? See, I hit that. I caught that light. Didn't make that light either. This is not my day. That just feels crappy. And there is no truth to it. That gets to stop the minute you decide that it's all neutral. I think one of the biggest gifts you can give yourself is to laugh at yourself or laugh at those moments as best you can. I mean, they're not all going to be funny. I get that. Right? But I do bring up all the time, I'm so silly, or that's so cute that I did that thing. All it does is it just dissipates my urge to beat the crap out of myself because I left something home and had to turn back around and go get it. Or that I spilled something on my shirt. Now, honestly, I spill things on my shirt all the time. I'm known for that. I usually do not get out of a meal without having something on me. I'm very, very gifted at spot removal because of that. I am your go-to person. So it doesn't bother me anymore if I have things on my shirt or my clothing. So I would laugh at that. But my point is that I want you to witness those moments because how we do one thing, we do everything. So if in your day-to-day life, you get off to a bad start in the morning, things aren't going your way, what story do you create about how the rest of your day is going to go? How quickly can you make those things neutral? How quickly can you turn them around to being comical, if possible, to being part of being human, part of the 50-50 of life? Being so intentional that you get ahead of that and say, this has nothing to do with the rest of my day. My day is about to turn around right now at this moment right here. And then you pivoting in your day-to-day life and creating a different experience for yourself the rest of the day. Spilling coffee on your shirt can be infuriating or funny. It's neutral. To me, it's of course I did. And I laugh. My husband, not so much. Totally different experience and thought about it. But the thing is, I have a different energy at that moment. Mine is light and humorous. His is very heavy and dark and angry. We are the creators of that experience, not the coffee. The coffee has nothing to do with it. It's the story we tell ourselves about spilling that coffee on our shirts or our clothing. Okay, back to golf. How do you do this relative to your golf? Do you get off to a start where you hit a couple wonky shots and things don't go your way and you're like, here we go again. I can't believe I did that. And you start telling a story that you're going to create that momentum for the rest of the round. And you're just like, just get me in, get me to the clubhouse because I'm going to have to suffer this sentence for the next 4 to 5 hours. There's no truth to that. Or do you sit there and say, I could turn it around the next hole. Nothing has gone wrong here. Sometimes I do that you make it neutral. If you can go so far as to make it comical, good for you, because that's such a better energy. So I want you to catch yourself on how, if you get off to a crazy kind of start, what you're going to make that mean about the next 17 holes that you have to play or 16 holes that you have to play. What is the story that you're saying? Just as you would in your day-to-day life about if you got off to a bad start in the morning and what you're making that mean about the rest of your day. I want you to make it neutral. I want you to witness your brain. And the next time, if this is you, if this resonates with you, then the next time you go out there and play, see if you can make it more neutral. Neutral sooner. See if you can take that pressure off of yourself when you tee off on those first couple holes. That pressure to make sure that you get off to a good start so that you don't have the story and the feeling of dread. It makes it so much harder to get off to a good start. All right, my friend, it is not true that if you do not have a couple great swings in the beginning, that means that you're destined to have a bad day, that you're destined to have a blow up hole, that you're destined to ruin a good round. None of those things are true. And I just want you to witness your brain on and off the golf course. Even if you spill coffee on yourself, or even if you 3-putt, you can still have a great rest of your round and a great rest of your day. All right, my friend, have a beautiful week, and I'll talk to you next Wednesday. Bye.